What's up, y'all? This is week 3 of me trading in this account. We started this account with $250. If you have not seen those other videos, make sure you do check them out. I'll go ahead and link them in the description. For this week, we took a lot of losses. We had one winner, but what ended up happening was some abnormal market conditions, considering there was a lot of news that happened within this trading week. The trading week started on February 17th, 2025, and just ended on April 5th, 2025. So that just lets you know how many positions that I was taking during this time. There wasn't too many positions. There was a lot of frenzy going on with the tariff talk and everything of that nature. If you've been following the news, then you would know that there was a lot of stuff that's been happening with the tariff talk that Trump just released, as well as a lot of ceasefires and just a bunch of stuff was going on. During that time, I decided that I'm not going to be trading gold right now. I'm going to main GU and just see how I do with it, because it's one of the pairs that I do mark up continually, especially when people do ask me questions in my Discord. One of the things that I'm going over Monday, Wednesday, Friday is GU, because it's more of a predictive, more of a stable asset to trade. We're going to go ahead and go over the entire week 3. Like I said, we did go through some losses. This was a very rocky road. As you can see, we started the week off on February 17th, 2025, and we started with a balance of about 611, and we'll go ahead and show it here. It's also going to be up on the screen. We had a loss that day starting with about 17% equity. This is when I was trading GU, gold, and GJ. My criteria was met on all 3 pairs, and they all ended up being losers. So after that, I made the adjustment to no longer trade multiple pairs, but to now focus on one pair, which is why we're focusing on just GU. Day 16, we had about a 3% equity increase and a 2% balance decrease. Day 17, just about the same. Day 18, we're at a 5% equity decrease. Day 19, 6%. So you can kind of get the gist. And of course, this is going to be on the screen for you guys to see as well. But in reality, we ended up just taking losers this week. So for this week alone, we took about 8 trades. One trade was won, like partially won. I didn't get to close out the entire full amount. What ended up happening was it hit TP2. And before I normally just hold my trades, I don't set a take profit. I just let it run as far as it can. It went for TP2, came back down, and I closed once it met the criteria for me to exit. Like I said, in the first week, I wanted to refine and create an exit strategy and stick to that. So that's what I ended up doing. I have an exit strategy that I stick by, and it met the criteria. So I exited with not as much profit as I wanted to. And it is what it is. We have 0 trades closed at break even. I don't really believe in closing trades at break even. We had just about a 14% win rate because we lost 7 trades, and we had a 38% balance decrease and 38% equity decrease. So you can see we started with a balance of about 611, and then we went down to 378.62. And hopefully the camera is focusing on. Of course, this is always going to be posted either to the left or to the right of me. But yeah, so we didn't have any really winning trades here. And the reason why I didn't make a video on me, having a winner was simply because I didn't capitalize on that entire situation. If you guys do want to see that breakdown, drop it in the comments. I'll make sure to go over it, because, it was a short win, but what ended up happening was I didn't get to capitalize on it. There were some individuals in the Discord that are in the VIP that were able to capitalize on that movement. They were able to close on 2 trades that I didn't get to close on. So, it is what it is. Team's still eating. I don't have to eat every time, but I do stick to a very strict discipline. I don't use stop profits. I don't use stop losses. In like break even, of course, I use stop losses to mitigate major losses. Aside from that, it's just really live trading. It's me in front of the charts. It's me making the decision instead of it being automated, like how I taught you guys in the trading for rookie series. It was a multitude of things that I talked about, and one of them was the automated orders, which is stop loss, take profit, sell stop, buy stop, etc. I don't like to use those. I like to get my hands back into it. We do have a video coming pretty soon, which is going to be the update on the reality check, because I thought about some things and it's just, a couple things that I want to talk about and just, be real with y'all. But really, that's all that we do have for this video. There wasn't too much that ended up happening this week. Like I said, it was nothing but a 38% balance decrease, nothing too major. My only reflections on this past week would be just being a little bit more patient. I was getting hasty and I was getting very upset that I wasn't able to capitalize on the major market moves that were happening, because like I said, I ended up closing my entry when it fit my exit criteria. It came back down to my entry, hit that order stop loss, that the one that would have been there, and then turned around instantly and shot up for like 400 pips. So that kind of bothered me that I wasn't able to capitalize on that, which did lead to a couple FOMO incidents. I took a FOMO trade on gold, and then I took a continuation trade on GU, but that trade didn't continue. And even the last trade that I just took, I doubled down because I didn't take any trades. We only took, I believe, 3 trades for the whole month of March. So I risked 15% on this last position, and it ended up closing out with a loss because it was a continuation trade. And I was in the mindset of, hey, the US dollar is really low, like it's really weak. So I was going off of that sentiment of, hey, anytime that there's a low, I'm getting in. And that's just the way that I was thinking in that moment. Was I still adhering to my strategy? Yes, I waited until it met the criteria, but normally my criteria will be just a little bit lower or a little bit stronger of a low. But because of what I've seen within the past month or so, GU has been moving every time it creates a low, be a continuation, it'll go for 200-300 pips. And I wanted to be a part of that. So we can count that as FOMO, but I really wouldn't count that because I still followed my strategy. I was just a little bit more eager to hop into the market. But right now I do have a newfound passion, a newfound love for the game. And that means a lot to me because I've been doing this for years. It's been half a decade. And I kind of lost the passion down the road to where, like, I don't even care about money made. I don't care about money lost. I don't really care about setups. It's just like whatever, rinse, wash, repeat. And then I've been having a lot of passion for my YouTube career and, building on that, creating videos and streaming. But now I have a newfound passion for trading and also making these videos on this channel because, like I said, I created this channel to be more real with you guys and, reach another type of audience and just being completely honest when it comes to the trading, because I see a lot of people inflate the game. They don't ever show their losses. They don't ever show the real side of trading. They won't ever sit down and make a real video talking about, hey, this is what happened on this trading week, and being transparent. Of course, this is not my main account. This is my content creation account, so I'm using this on an offshore broker, using small amounts to show you guys that you are able to scale up accounts using compounding. That's really all that I have for this week. It wasn't, like I said, not too much that really happened, but I am excited for the new trading week because now we're creating regular market structure, and that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for the regular market structure. It's actually following exactly what I wanted. Even though I did take a loss, it's moving in my favor because now I can predict and project where GU is going to potentially go. So we're going to be looking for some entries, and I really believe the 4th week is going to be a very eventful week, whether that be wins, whether that be losses, whether it be both. I really don't care because I'm looking for progress, and I believe that we're going to achieve it. I'm being positive for the next week coming up. Also, one thing that I did want to add to my reflections, and I will be typing this in the Discord as well, because that's normally what I do. I type it in a Discord and I also make a video. If you want to see the actual written notes on what I finalized and put in the reflections, make sure you do join the Discord. I'll make sure to throw up a snippet and show you guys the Discord. It is a free Discord. You're able to join. You're able to mingle with each other, talk, drop charts, everything. This is where my community is going to be held. This is also a part of the VIP, but you do not have to be a part of the VIP to access the Discord. It's not locked off. It's not blocked off. You're able to access a lot of the channels. It's just a specific channel section set for VIP because that is where I send my trades on the daily. And this is tied to either my main portfolio or my content creation portfolio. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you just join the Discord. And if you want to be a part of the VIP, you can also follow the prompts in there. But I will be seeing you guys on the reality check video. I'm going to be making it either later today or probably tomorrow. and it'll be posted within 24 hours of when this one is posted. The one addition that I wanted to make to the account and just my overall trading strategy and what I'm doing, my routine, I wanted to add adhering to the sessions, because sometimes I find myself trading Asian session for absolutely no reason, or sometimes Sydney session for really no reason. And it's literally just because I see a setup, but then I know consciously that the market is not going to move. And normally the market does retrace and hit these areas during London or New York. So that's something else that I wanted to add, was just, adhering to those sessions. So going into the next week, I want to make sure that's what I'm sticking to. And, this is going to be accountability here, because I have video logs that I myself watch over again just to make sure that I'm on the right track. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. I do appreciate all you guys for tuning in. If you want to stay updated on this series or any of my other videos, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe. It does help the algorithm push it to more people who are just like you. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. It's your boy Guy Mate Dan, and we out.